Now, this is just a very, very tough question, and I've been thinking about it ever since Saquon Barkley said that holding out the season was a possibility if they do end up having to sign the franchise tag, and that is if the Giants could still make the playoffs without Saquon Barkley. But before we do get into that, if you haven't done so already, go leave a like, comment down below, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button and join the freaking channel. Even though the Giants are on a break, we ain't on a break over here. We will still be dropping a lot of Giants content. So if you want to be a part of that, go ahead, hit the subscribe button and join the channel. But let's talk about it. Can the Giants still make the playoffs, or will the Giants still make the playoffs if Saquon Barkley did end up holding out this season? Now, first off, I don't think he is going to hold out the season. I just think that was just one way, trying to get as much leverage as possible. I don't think Saquon Barkley's going to hold out. Maybe training camp he holds out, but then right before the season starts, he comes in there, stuff like that. I don't see him holding out the season, so don't worry. I don't think it's going to happen, but let's just say he does. Let's say one day we see the news that Saquon Barkley's going to hold out. Let's talk about it. Would the Giants still be a playoff team, or would they still make the playoffs without him? Let's go into the first scenario where the Giants still do make the playoffs without Saquon Barkley. Daniel Jones is the quarterback. We have, the coach of the year, the reigning coach of the year in Brian Daboll, an up-and-coming offensive coordinator, offensive mind in Mike Kafka, who was already getting head coaching interviews after 1 year of being the Giants offensive coordinator as a rookie offensive coordinator. They've made multiple upgrades as a weaponry around Daniel Jones. So, offensively, you gotta say, would the Giants take a huge step back without Saquon Barkley? They took a running back in the 5th round in Eric Gray. They brought back Matt Breida, who I thought was supposed to get or should have gotten a little bit more carries than he did last year. Saquon Barkley had dealt with the little neck, shoulder injury that he suffered versus the Green Bay Packers. And the Giants didn't really give out no other carries, as much as they should have with Matt Breida and Gary Brightwell. But that is one way I think the Giants would still make the playoffs without Saquon Barkley, because they have upgraded the weapons around Daniel Jones. Of course, yes, the numbers, tells a whole different story when Daniel Jones is with Saquon Barkley versus when he's not with Saquon Barkley. But you have to take into account, what was Daniel Jones working with without Saquon? Look at the wide receivers Daniel Jones has been playing with when Saquon Barkley has not been in the lineup. I have freaking flashbacks every time a wide receiver goes down with injury of us calling up David Stills from the practice squad, signing some wide receiver off the street, and then him starting that week. How many times did Daniel Jones have to go through that throughout his career when Saquon Barkley has not been on the field? If you look at, the wide receivers we have now, you got Paris Campbell, Isaiah Hodgins, Darius Slayton. You got one of the best tight ends in the league in Darren Waller. So when you look at that, you could say, hey, maybe we don't need Saquon. We don't need Saquon. Saquon Barkley's an all-pro talent. He's amazing. He's a weapon. He was a focal point of the Giants' offense. I love Saquon. Yes. But the Giants have made upgrades to where, Saquon Barkley is great, but we can survive without him. Now, let's talk about, the reason why the Giants wouldn't make the playoffs without Saquon Barkley. Let's just say this. What if somebody goes down with injury? What if Darren Waller, knock on wood, I'm just saying, just going through a scenario, what if Darren Waller goes down with injury? What if, the wide receivers start getting injury prone? What if that happens? And you don't have that reliable weapon that can get you a freaking 60-yard touchdown at any time in Saquon Barkley. Defenses would really be focusing on Daniel Jones in the running game. It's hard to, guard Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley when we're looking at the RPO. If there is no Saquon, then teams can really focus on Daniel Jones. Teams really can, find a way to slow down the RPO, which was a vital part of the Giants' offense last year. So then you're looking at the schedule. You're looking at the teams that we're facing. One of the hardest schedules in the league. You want to have the best players you can have when you're going up against the best teams in the league. And if Saquon Barkley was not to be in the lineup, then you are missing one of your best players, one of your best weapons from Daniel Jones. And one thing that may be the deciding factor on why the Giants would not make the playoffs without Saquon Barkley is because they might not be there yet. They might not have the offensive line to hold up for Daniel Jones, and they might not have the weapons up to a level where you can say, we don't need Saquon Barkley. The Giants still don't have that wide receiver one. They still don't have a Justin Jefferson. They don't have a Jamar Chase. They don't have a wide receiver that teams really have to worry about on a game-to-game basis. Now, could Paris Campbell emerge as that guy? He's looked great in all-season programs with the Giants. Could Jalen Hyatt look like that as a rookie? Of course. But those are question marks. Those are things that are not, set in stone yet. So that could be a reason why the Giants would not make the playoffs. Maybe because they just aren't ready yet. They don't have the team that can survive without Saquon Barkley yet. The offensive line is a question mark. You got Darren Waller. Injury issues there. So that could be a reason why the Giants would make the playoffs without Saquon Barkley. But in my opinion, in my 100% opinion, I think the Giants would still, or at least be close to making the playoffs if Saquon Barkley was to hold out. I do not see this team, tanking. I don't see this team falling and becoming one of the teams that are in the race for the first overall pick without Saquon. I don't see us being at the bottom of the barrel of the NFC without Saquon. I think the Giants, and this might be just fan bias, but I believe in this coaching staff. They showed us so much last year. I believe in Brian Dable. I believe in Mike Kafka. And most importantly, I believe in Daniel Jones with the weapons that they have added, that the Giants could still survive and make it, or at least come close to making it to the playoffs without Saquon Barkley. But either way, the Giants are a better team with Saquon Barkley than they are without him. So that is really a big question. Will the Giants make the playoffs without Saquon Barkley? Let me know down below in the comment section your thoughts. Do you think we would make it to the playoffs, or you think we would take a step back and not reach the postseason if Saquon Barkley was to hold out the 2023 NFL season? But let me know down below in the comment section about that. If you enjoyed though, leave a like. Definitely hit the subscribe button. Like I said, though the Giants are on break, we're going to still find ways to drop content and talk about the New York Giants. So if you want to be part of that, go ahead and leave a like and definitely hit the subscribe button and join the channel. But until next time, it's been your boy J Dimes. I'm out. Y'all go ahead, enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe out there, and we are out. Peace. Go Giants.